Every single day, hundreds of events are held in towns and cities across the world. These events are attended by thousands of people. From conferences to product launches, weddings to funerals, these occasions need adequate planning in order to be successful. Wanjiko Karaoke Kandi is hoping to cash in on the event industry. The 31-year-old is the founder of WARIDI Events. Her company, though, did not start out as an event planning venture.
When I was in campus, I already figured out that I wanted to create my own business. So when I was in third year, I was doing actuarial science at Nairobi University. So I decided to toy around with the idea of creating a website where people would come and get wedding service providers and vendors. So that's how WARIDI was initially born. So when I started doing the business, I realized that going into formal employment was not for me, because I was a creative at heart and I just find it hard to follow rules. So it wasn't going to work for me. So what happened is I went and I sold the idea to my mom and my sister, and they agreed to buy into the vision, and so they gave me my first capital, and in return I gave them shareholding. So we started the website. It was a very good idea, but it was an idea ahead of its time.
When her first company flopped in 2010, Wanjiko had to change strategy fast. She would settle on wedding planning. It was during this stage as a wedding planner that Wanjiko was approached by a corporate client to organize an event for them.
We had to transition into wedding planning, and wedding planning actually took off very, very well. And it was when we were doing wedding planning that we got approached by a corporate client. So they were having an event for children, and they needed a unique experience crafted. And all the event vendors kept on giving them the same old cliche ideas. So they were like, let's just try wedding planners, and who knows, they can create a theme. So that's how now WARIDI was born.
In 2011, she would transition full-time into corporate events. Before embarking on her entrepreneurial journey, Wanjiko consulted her parents. However, before giving their blessings, they made a deal.
At first, there was an initial shock for you're studying actuarial and you're not going to pursue it. But I think the one thing that they did was believe in me, because my mom invested in my business, and my dad, once he came to the space and saw us actually putting together an event, he actually bought into the idea. So for me, I think it's a passion that I had for events that actually made them realize that I can make something out of this. And then we had a deal. If it doesn't work out within the first few years, you go get a job.
In order to improve her expertise in events management, Wanjiko would enroll for an event planning course from the University of Cape Town. This, though, would not be enough for running WARIDI events.
Going into entrepreneurship, I have no regrets. The journey of entrepreneurship, there are things I could have done better. One, I think it's very key that you educate yourself on how to run a business, because for me, I was very passionate about the event planning side. I went to school after campus to learn about how to run events, but I didn't take time to learn about how to run a business, because it's two things: being good at a technical skill like event planning, and there's another thing about running the business. So that's my biggest regret, is not getting business knowledge early enough, because right now is the time I'm trying to catch up on that. So that's one of the biggest regrets. In terms of me taking the entrepreneurial journey, I have no regrets whatsoever, because it's quite exciting.
Google, Intel, GlaxoSmithKline, Coca-Cola, Kennel Kobil, and Tullow are a few of the organizations that WARIDI has catered for. While the company can count these blue-chip companies as some of their clients, convincing them in the initial stages was never easy.
When we started, no one knew what an event planner was. They used to think event planners do chairs and tables. And so for us, it was really hard, especially going into local corporates and telling them, look here, you don't have to have the headache of organizing your conference, I can do it for you. So at first it was really hard, but as people started getting wind of the fact that the events industry is a very lucrative industry, we saw a lot of people coming into the space. Like today, it's a space where we have a lot of people offering different services in terms of decor and everything, and we're also seeing people appreciating event planning as a career. So you find a lot of, I think it's Technical University, which has an event planning course. You see a lot of colleges offering it. So right now it's being appreciated as a career, and also a lot of local companies are starting to buy into the idea of having an event planner and run their business. So it's very lucrative.
According to IBIS World's Party and Events Planner Market Research Report, the events planning industry provides employment to more than 343,390 people worldwide. The revenue from the sector is estimated at $6 billion. With such huge returns, most event planners often take shortcuts so as to make that quick buck.
In the day-to-day running, first there's a low barrier of entry, so there's a lot of competition. I think also because again of the low barrier of entry, there's a lot of price cutting. People will give you an event planners will charge whatever to get the business, but in terms of the quality that is actually produced, it doesn't match up. So we have problems where sometimes you lose jobs because you've charged a lot, but you know why you charged a lot, because you have the quality, you have the experience, and you have the expertise. Another really big problem, but it's actually not a really big problem because it's everywhere, is corruption. So people pay for jobs, people bribe for jobs. So that has been hard for us, especially because we are a kingdom business. So trying to sit down and apply the biblical principles to run your business, and people are bribing to get jobs. So those are the day-to-day challenges. But what we've done as an agency, we've decided to focus on our unique selling point, which is creating event experiences. So we see a lot of the companies that are naturally drawn to us are multinational companies and international companies.
WARIDI Events currently has a core team of 5 employees. There are also 4 part-time consultants and 20 field assistants. The company organizes all the functions required to make an event successful.
In fact, every time we go and we pitch and we get a job and we do the event and the client comes and says, good job, I think that feeling of yes, that me and my team were able to deliver. Also challenged because it means the next event you have to put your best foot forward so that you can be able to make it better than the other one. I think for me, excited because finally we're being recognized as a career, and as we're just not time wasters or any of that. So all that makes me just feel excited, especially seeing as where we came from, no one knew who we were or what we used to do.
For an event plan catering for more than 1,000 guests, WARIDI Events requires between 3 to 5 months in order to plan a satisfactory event for the client. The company charges depending on the scope of work, number of planners required for a particular project, and the number of hours spent on the project. Nonetheless, that does not always satisfy all her clients.
A client who's too demanding, you can almost certainly tell at the beginning of the process. So for us, we share, we have a very strict way in which we work. Because event planning is all about PR. So you just have to be good at knowing how to handle the client, knowing how to manage expectations, and also putting on a poker face. So because, in our line of choice, you can't always have the ability to choose your client. So you just have to be really, really good in client management and customer management, and knowing how to be able to divorce your emotions from particular situations.
WARIDI Events gets its clients through referrals, search optimization engines, and investing in good websites. The company also recently started uploading vlogs on YouTube where Wanjiku gets to discuss about the event planning industry.
For us as a team, we dream of WARIDI being a small giant. And that means a small agency in size but has a big impact in the industry. And how will we do this? One is diversification of our revenue stream. Sitting down and figuring out whether we can create our own events so that we can be able to show our clients how an event should be done. Sitting down and seeing whether we can license or franchise event planners to use our brand name so that we can be able to teach event planners how to plan an event properly, and we can stop having quacks in the industry. Sitting down and having partnerships with different people who provide products and services, because we've realized in the industry there are a lot of quacks. So for us, we think if we have agreements with people who are solid, we will push their businesses and our business will also be pushed. And then also educating the market, sitting down and having trainings and workshops for event planners so that we can be assured that the quality of event planners or the next generation of event planners could be a good one.
So, what message of advice does Wanjiku Karaoke Kandi have for aspiring entrepreneurs?
Entrepreneurship is like a rose. coincidentally, our name WARIDI means a rose. And a rose is beautiful, but it also has thorns. So entrepreneurship, you have to take the beauty and the thorns, because people tend to concentrate on the fact that, it's a fad, it's fun, you're your own boss. But there's also the thorns, which are you have to figure things out. You have to sometimes go without a salary. Sometimes ideas don't work. For us, we had to start our business twice. So for me, I think it's a roller coaster, and you have to have grit. You have to have the capacity to handle that on a psychological and an emotional level. I think also another piece of advice I'd give aspiring entrepreneurs is educate yourself. Because no one was born knowing how to run a business. So educate yourself either through going back to school or getting mentors or reading business books, and then be good at what you are. Because I think if you're really, really good at what you are and you're passionate about it, the money will follow. It will come. It will follow the passion.